When Baboon Matters heard that the fires of January 2017 were sweeping towards the Gama Park at a great speed, we immediately offered our services to HWS and went down and, together with some other volunteers, helped to wave the traffic down so that the baboons could try and cross over the freeway. Immediately after the fire, HWS released a press release stating that 2 juveniles had suffered burns in the fire, but that they would be monitored. From Baboon Matters' point of view, we were extremely concerned about the vegetation, as that exact area had suffered a fire in January 2016, and then together with the extreme drought over the winter period of 2016, we were worried that the fynbos would not have recovered sufficiently. On Saturday the 14th of January, myself and 2 colleagues went out into the field to try and assess the full extent of the fire damage and to get a first look at the vegetation and available forage for the baboons. Now, up until that time, we had been told that the 2 injured juveniles had suffered only minor burns and that they were being assessed. It was quite by accident that we happened to stumble upon the 2 juveniles who were quite a distance from the main troop, and we could see from the distance that they both appeared to be in quite a lot of pain and battling to keep up with the troop, and they both had very clear burns on their hands and feet. We immediately contacted our vet when we returned to the office, and he was of the opinion that with burns you can never just look and guess. You have to do a thorough assessment to see how deep the burns are, because he noted that deep burns are often accompanied by a severe infection. When the 2 juveniles started to move off to try and rejoin their troop, we could immediately see that the male seemed to be able to cope far better than the female. Although he appeared to be very painful, he was moving a lot more easily than she was moving. As she moved off, you could see on her left hand particularly the extent of the burns and how she battled. Every few paces she would have to stop and rest, and she really was struggling to move and to keep up with the troop. On Saturday the 14th, we were assured by the SPCA that they would fetch the 2 juveniles for care and detention on Monday morning, and that the 2 juveniles would be allowed to stay within the SPCA facilities until such time as they'd fully recovered and could be returned to troop. On Sunday, the 15th of January, Marilyn Hill from Tears was out looking for injured wildlife, and she happened to see Phoenix stumble in front of her. She was assured by the staff on duty that the field manager was on the way with a trap cage to rescue the 2 injured juveniles and take them for care and treatment. Baboon Matters continued to phone both the service provider and the SPCA every day to see if Phoenix and her troop mate had been given care. Initially, we were told that the City of Cape Town vet had been out and assessed the 2, and she felt they would be better off if they stayed with the troop. We were very unhappy with this decision, and so we appealed to the SPCA to intervene. On Wednesday, the 18th of January, the SPCA wildlife inspector went out to the field with the City of Cape Town vet and the service provider staff, and it appears that the city vet decided to make the decision not to give the 2 juveniles any care, and the SPCA accepted the vet decision as being correct. On Thursday the 19th of January, we were lucky enough to find the Gama troop coming into the village once the rangers had gone off duty, and we got a very clear view of Phoenix barely hanging on to her mum. It was very apparent that her condition had deteriorated radically, and we made an urgent appeal that she should be given care. By the 20th of January, the area had been completely closed down as a fire-restricted area. On Friday, the 20th of January, we made an appeal to Table Mountain National Park manager that Baboon Matters and our veterinarian would be allowed to go and assess the condition of Phoenix, but we were denied access to the area, and it was made very clear that if we did go into the fire-restricted area, it would be considered a prosecutable offence. We made an urgent appeal on Friday evening that Phoenix should be given care, and at the last minute, HWS did concede that we should be allowed to join the assessment the following morning, on Saturday morning, and so I joined HWS staff and the SPCA wildlife inspector, and we found Phoenix on Saturday the morning at approximately 10 o'clock. It was immediately clear that Phoenix's condition had deteriorated even more dramatically. The little baboon appeared to have lost a great deal of weight. She appeared to be dehydrated. Her wounds were very swollen. She appeared to have lost digits. She had a open wound on the inside of her foot. Walking was almost impossible for her. She was trying to keep her hands away from any contact, and the little girl was in a great deal of pain. It was incredibly heartbreaking to see her in this condition. On Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning, we were initially advised that plans were underway, that Phoenix would be given care and treatment, that the vet would come out and reassess the situation. But on Sunday, a press release came out to the effect that Phoenix had passed away in the night, on Saturday night. The case of Phoenix Baboon has undoubtedly had an unprecedented impact on the general public, many thousands of whom have been outraged at the fact that she was allowed to suffer for as long as she did. Baboon Matters has received input from a wide variety of experts, including primate rehabilitation experts, primate vet experts, experts who work with burn units, surgeons within pediatric burn units, doctors from all over the country, and the consensus from everybody has been that she should have received care, that the pain she would have suffered from those burns must have been excruciating, apart from the fact that she would have had minimal access to food and water as her hands were so badly burnt. Through the rate base, the City of Cape Town has provided budgets that include staff, vets and vet care for the baboons. It is unclear why the protocol for sick and injured baboons was not followed, and it is unclear why Phoenix was denied treatment. But going forward, the ratepayers of Cape Town, and indeed from around South Africa, have made it absolutely clear they would not tolerate this to ever happen again.